Hey, good afternoon. This is Rob Sally with Haimer. Today I'm going to show you how to shrink in a couple tools to specific gauge lengths using our power clamp preset NG. So here I've got the Cat 40 tool holder. That's a 1/2 inch in diameter. We'll swing our height gauge over, and what I'm doing is zeroing out our gauge, height gauge, on our chuck support. So that's going to represent our gauge line. Then we'll go ahead and get that out of the way, put our tool holder into our chuck support, and then bring the height gauge over. So for this particular tool, the 1/2 inch tool, I want to get to 6 3/4 of an inch gauge length, including the holder and the tool. So we can set that, but with shrink fit, the heat, when I heat the holder itself, the heat actually grows in Z. So we need to account for that because we're going to heat it, it's going to grow, and then when it cools, it's going to retract a certain amount. So we go ahead and look at our chart here. For a 1/2 inch cutting tool, I need to add 6 thousandths to my initial height. So we're going to go for an end result of 6 3/4. I need to add 6 thousandths to that. So once I have that set, we'll lock our height gauge in place, swing it out of the way. We've got codes on our holders. A3, so I can just go right to my control here to A3 to match the holder. It says 1/2 inch, and it tells me what position to put the coil in. So we'll go ahead and turn that to position 4. That matches the controller there. So now we're set, and we just need to go ahead and run our shrink cycle. Bring it down until it contacts on the nose of the holder. I'll push and hold down the shrink cycle until it's complete. And then lift that up out of the way, insert our tool, swing the height gauge over, and I actually have a spring in the bottom of that holder, pushing that cutting tool up to the height gauge pad. So after a couple seconds, it'll grab, and now it's in there, and we'll bring over our cooling body to cool it down. This machine is actually equipped with our TME intelligent cooling. So you see that red light there on there. The cooling body has a sensor that's going to monitor the temperature, and once it gets to a safe handling temperature, the cooling body, the LED light's going to start flashing red. So we'll leave that on there solid red. In the meantime, I can then take my next holder. So this one's a little shorter gauge length, and it's a 1/4 inch instead of a 1/2 inch. So we'll go and we'll see that we're on an A2 setting and position 3 for my coil. So now I'll go into the chart again. Now that I have 1/4 inch, I need to add 7 thousandths to it, to whatever my end result that I want to be. So for this guy, let's say we want to do from gauge line to the tip of the tool at 4 inches. So I actually need to set it 4 inches plus the 7 thou, lock it in place, swing it out of the way, coil's in the right position, I'm on the right setting, bring it down, push and activate our shrink cycle. After it's complete, I'll go ahead and get it up out of the way, get that in there. And this one too, I also have the spring in there that's pushing that tool up against the stop. So now that's grabbed, we'll get that out of the way. And then same thing, smaller cooling cup for the 1/4 inch. My TME or intelligent cooling light is now solid red. You'll see on the one that we did prior is already flashing. So that's already cool enough now to go ahead and handle. So now let's come back and see how we did. So remember I said we added that little amount for the growth in Z, but now we can come back down, and I think we did 6 3/4, right? That's pretty close. So using this machine, the power clamp preset NG, You know, I can set tools to specific gauge lengths to within a couple or a few thousandths. Thank you.